I am about to check on these Georgia Candy Roasters. These were super tiny ones. I don't know if they're going to be any good or not. It's just so hard to throw things out, you know? So why not save them and see how it ends up, right? So I've got probably, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 more like this. So I'm just going to, they feel good. They don't feel like they're soft or anything. They look good, but they're small. So sometimes the maturity isn't quite right on these. But you know what? That looks pretty promising, doesn't it? I'm going to cut this down lengthwise. Just to see what it looks like. Hope I'm getting this in the... Yep, I am. Okay. There we go. So, obviously, you know, because these are so immature, there's not much, there's not much flesh to this one. Probably none of them, really. But what I'm thinking about doing is, now I won't save seeds from these because they're too small. You know, you should always save seeds from something, the better of the vegetable. Like, you want it to be something that didn't grow among other squash, unless of course you don't care. You know, sometimes it really doesn't matter. But like for these, this is one of our more popular squash at the produce stand. So I'm pretty particular about which seeds I keep for these. I want them to be a big, beautiful squash, and I also want it to be one that was not growing next to, like, say, an acorn or a buttercup or a butternut, you know. I want that to be true to its species, you know. I don't want it crossing with anything else. So for these, I think I'm going to see if that'll fit. Yep, that'll fit. So that one I'll put in there, and this one, and I think, yeah, I'll do this small one because that'll fit in there good. And I'll save the bigger one for the next time. I'm going to cut this off, I think. Yeah. See what this one looks like inside. You can also cut these in rings. If you cut them, this one's a lighter color, so I'm guessing it's not going to be as good as this one, you know. In fact, I don't really have much hope for that one, to be honest. But we'll throw it in there, see what happens, see how it goes. And then, yeah, like I was saying, you can also cut them in rings. And maybe I'll do that with the bigger one so I can show you what that looks like. You should always wash your squash before you cut into them. This one was not washed. So, there we go. Get that dried off. Okay. Very festive looking. All right. So you just cut it this way. And, you know, you can cut it as thick as you want. And then all you got to do is cut these out. I usually use a knife, but that actually the spoon works pretty good too. Guess it doesn't really much matter, does it? Take those out. And what you do is you put it on a tray, and then you can put brown sugar, cinnamon, butter. You know, you can just put that inside of there, and it'll absorb that up. Sprinkle it on top. But those are actually really good, and they look cute. You know, it's a nice presentation on your plate, which is part of the whole thing too, isn't it? They say we eat with our eyes. It's always nice to have something that looks good or interesting. So that's my Georgia Candy Roasters, and I guess I'm glad that we saved the small ones because it looks like we're going to get a couple meals out of this.